Hello.
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 I see the sound bite. Therefore, it is potentially working.
Huzzah.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
For the tipper.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh, this is going to be an unhinged one, considering it's, 9:24 p.m. on a Saturday night, and we are just beginning to record.
Yes, I've been here for 2 hours.
I mean, do we expect anything less?
No. We are on brand for Weird Shit Wednesday.
Yeah. Welcome.
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 Join us. Get weird with it.
Come to the dark side.
Huzzah.
We have cookies. We have cake!
We have cake coming.
Victoria is actively baking us cake as we record because she is the best.
She is.
She just showed up with boxed cake and went, "Do we want cake?" And we said,
yeah.
"Duh." Is there ever an answer, a world or a situation where the answer to that is no?
I can think of a couple, but
not frequently. Depending on the cake, to be fair. There are certain cakes that be like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, definitely best. Like a fruit cake, hard pass.
Carrot cake, no.
Yeah.
I don't like carrot cake.
I like carrot cake depending on how it's made.
I make a stellar carrot cake, but I don't like carrot cake.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the frosting, so I just like the frosting off.
Fair enough.
Because I make a homemade cream cheese frosting to go on top of it.
Ooh.
I'll have to make it for
That's
you sometime.
the thing I don't like. I like some cream cheese frosting, but it's
I love
like
cream cheese frosting.
it depends on how it's made. Like some cream cheese, which is weird because I love cheese.
I feel like you are the person who needs the cream cheese frosting to taste more like frosting than cream cheese.
Yes.
Less sweet, more sweet, less tart.
Yes.
Okay. Which you would like my frosting then.
Okay.
Because
cool.
I literally, when I make homemade cream cheese frosting for like cupcakes or cakes or whatever, I always end up with leftover, and I will literally take graham crackers and just eat it, the frosting, after, and it's my happy place.
Yeah.
Or I'll just lick the batter.
Yeah, Carson's guilty college pleasure was when I was like uber stressed, or like I just could not sleep. Me and my roommate Maria would literally drive to Walmart back when it was still 24 hours.
I miss the 24-hour
I do
Walmart.
too.
I feel like we've talked about this on the podcast before, but I really miss it.
I do.
3 a.m. walking through Walmart. You just
great.
can't beat it.
It was
Especially if you were
nice.
drunk.
Thankfully I wasn't drunk, but we have to go there. 1 a.m. I would literally buy a tub of strawberry frosting, and I'd bring that back to the dorm room, and I would just eat that with a spoon.
I approve.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was the funfetti chip, the vanilla frosting with the little like the Dunkaroo frosting.
Yes.
Like I can't. There's a name for it. Like something chip,
fun
rainbow
chip.
chip, rainbow chip frosting. That shit. Whoo! That and a honey graham cracker. Just
Nice. Yeah, I didn't need no cracker. That went straight to my face.
I like a texture.
Fair enough.
Just a spoonful of frosting is too much for me. I want a crunch. Mm-hmm. So I would get like a box of graham crackers and frosting, and that would be my like guilty cheat meal.
Very nice.
Not even a cheat meal. It was like my struggle bus dessert.
The struggle bus snack.
When I was sick of living off of ramen and macaroni and cheese.
You got a variety.
And white people taco night.
What?
That was literally all I ate through all of college. We either had ramen, like generic store brand macaroni and cheese from the box. Never Kraft, because that shit was bougie.
Oh no, I don't like Kraft mac and cheese.
I actually don't either. I prefer the off brand.
I actually don't like box mac and cheese. Period.
You've never had my box mac and cheese.
Okay.
I have a strategy, and it is delicious.
Okay, fair enough. I will give it a go.
You like cheese. You would like it. I make it very cheesy and creamy, and it just tastes like straight, like you're huffing the cheese powder.
Let's go.
It's all about the butter to cheese ratio.
Okay.
And just a splash of milk.
There you go. And this has been Cooking with Kelly.
Kelly can cook. I just don't.
I can agree. Kelly can fucking cook.
I love to cook. I just don't have people to cook for.
Valid.
Because I don't like leftovers.
That's also valid.
It's a struggle. All right. Well, as per usual, we are only 5 minutes in. We are doing okay.
That's good.
We're doing all right.
I think it's a good pre-show preamble.
Yes, we have to ramble a bit before, warm up the vocal cords.
Shared a little bit about our lives so you can feel connected with us.
Yes, we're interesting human beings.
Absolutely.
We cook, we bake, we like cheese. If you don't like cheese, the fuck you doing here?
Yeah, go away.
Go take your lactose intolerant ass out. Love you, Victoria. We got a hay from the dairy free human in the kitchen.
Yeah. And if you love cheese but just can't have it, we sympathize with you.
That I understand. It's one thing to want to eat the cheese and just can't eat the cheese. then there's nothing to be like, I don't like cheese. And I'm like, I don't trust a person who says they don't like cheese.
I don't think I've ever had someone genuinely say that to my face, so I think I would.
I have. And I looked at them and I went, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you a serial killer? Blink twice if you need help. I'm going to blink twice because I feel in danger now. Like, yes. No, it's different to, like, not be able to have it than to, like, just not want it.
Yeah, that makes sense. As a true Midwestern human,
we have a cheese drawer.
Cheese.
We have the cheese drawer.
Yes, this is a common
And
knowledge.
if you are not from the Midwest, you're like, what the fuck are those bitches talking about right now?
We have entire drawers in our fridge dedicated to the cheese.
Sometimes more than one, depending on whose fridge you're in.
This is true. This is very, very true.
Mm-hmm. My mom's ex had, like, the big double door fridge.
Yeah.
He had an entire, like, shelf. There was the cheese shelf.
I love it.
And I was, it literally, at any given time, one of the few things I miss about this man. Didn't love him, he was fine. But, like, whatever. But, at any given time, he had a minimum of 5 different types of cheese in his fridge. Ooh. In which I could just go in and snack.
I love it.
Because there's always cheese curds. Mm-hmm. There was always some sort of spreadable cheese that you could put on crackers. And then, like, 3 to 5 varietals of chunks of cheese that you just slice that shit off. And
Heck yeah.
Or you just grab the cube and nom, nom, nom.
Nom. I love
All right. Well, we've gotten weird already.
Yes.
But should we continue to be weird with our creature features?
Absolutely.
Beautiful. I don't remember who went first last time.
I don't either.
I think you did. So I think it's my turn to go first. Sure. We're going to go with it. So this was a last minute throw together episode. So for once, Kelly doesn't have a book report. Kelly kept it simple. It's like literally like under 10 pages.
Can confirm.
They are double-sided. But,
okay. But they're double-sided.
But it's legitimately probably the thinnest one I've done. Because my life has become utter chaos right now.
Busy.
My work has
several events coming up.
It's just a lot, and I've had a lot thrown on my plate that isn't really my job, but somehow has become my problem. And Kelly's stressed. So this is not going to be the most in-depth, but it'll be entertaining.
I'm here for it.
I can do that. So, but I did manage, despite all of that, to tie all 3 categories to my tarot card. So to refresh your memory, last month I drew the 5 of Swords in the upright position.
Okay.
Which represents arguments, disputes, aggression, bullying, intimidation, conflict, hostility, stress, and cutting losses.
So everything that this month has thrown at you thus far, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So I got your fucking jinx. Thank you so fucking much for that.
You're welcome. Oh, it's fine. It's continued with the card trouble.
That's true. I'm telling you, you need to do bathe in motor oil or something. We need to do something involving. We need to pay tribute to the car gods for you, but we'll deal with that later. But anyway. So, I used these inspirations for my tarot this month. So, for my creature feature, I wanted to feature a being that is known to be mischievous and a bit of a bully. Because that ties back in my card. And I had remembered watching an episode of Paranormal State, which if you've been around the podcast, you've heard me talk about before. It's my all-time favorite paranormal TV show from A&E back in the day. And I remembered that there was this one episode in, I think, one of the later seasons that focused on a Native American spirit that was very, like, mischievous and liked to cause havoc and just, like, fuck with people. And then they are called Pukwudgies.
Pukwudgies.
Which is just the cutest fucking name you've ever seen.
I love it. Is it Pukwudgie or Pukwudgie?
Pukwudgie.
Wudgie. Okay, with the U.
Pukwudgie.
Just wanted to clarify because my ears were hearing it.
Pukwudgie.
Pukwudgie.
No, Pukwudgie.
Pukwudgie.
Pukwudgie. So, a lot of this information came from another podcaster who did an episode on this, and they blogged it from Homespun Haunts. So I'm going to just read what they wrote because I thought it did a nice job kind of encapsulating what the Pukwudgie is.
Alrighty.
So it says, what are Pukwudgies? These fae folk, so they are of the fairy variety, appear in legends from multiple tribes stretching all the way from Massachusetts to Indiana and remain an intriguing and mysterious part of the cultures in those lands today. You might call Pukwudgies cryptids, fairies, or mythical creatures. It is uncertain whether or not ancient Native Americans believed Pukwudgies were real or merely mythical. Yet more than one person has reported seeing a real one in the natural world, so it might be reasonable to wonder if they are real or not.
Okay.
I will say in the episode I saw, they were more of like a spirit than an
Rather
actual
like a
physical being.
Gotcha.
But there are tales of them being a physical. They're kind of described as like a small troll-like creature.
Gotcha.
But they're like would fit in my hand.
Interesting.
They're itty bitty.
Itty bitty.
Itty bitty.
They're like brownies.
They're pukwudgies. Yes.
Like,
They're little, but
like
they're
brownie-
like
brownie
they look
fay.
like little trolls, and they bite.
Don't worry, I bite.
You were literally wearing those socks. You're wearing my I bite socks right now.
Yes.
We had to do toe surgery, so she's wearing my socks.
Yeah, another weird thing that happened this week.
So we've really elevated our friendship today. I poked at your toe.
Yeah,
It's fine.
okay.
You were digging in my armpit earlier,
It's
pinning
fine.
a dress.
It's fine.
As I'm going, God, I hope I put deodorant on today. I did. To be fair, I did. Anyway, side quest. Tales of Pukwudgies appear in Lenape and Wampanoag folklore and date back at least 9,000 years, marking them as some of the oldest mythical creatures in North America. The mythical origins of Pukwudgies lie in a creation story told by the Wampanoag tribe and other northeast Algonquin tribes. These little creatures are believed to have originated in Hockomock, I hope I'm saying that right, swamp in Massachusetts. Hockomock, yeah. This area has a reputation of being home to spirits for millennia, and it is no coincidence it's located in Massachusetts' notorious Bridgewater Triangle, which I plan to cover next episode because I started to do like add-on for this, but there's so much to it that it needs to be its own thing. So
Cool.
Stay tuned to next time where we talk about the Bridgewater Triangle, which I have read about before, and it's really fucking interesting.
All right.
It's basically the landlocked North American version of the Bermuda Triangle.
All right.
Weird shit happens there.
Weird shit.
So we're going to talk about it.
I love it.
You may encounter Pukwudgies across what is now New England, from Massachusetts to Ohio and Indiana, and up into parts of Canada. There's a good reason why these creatures are so widespread. They were thrown there.
Oh.
According to oral history of some tribes, the Pukwudgies originally tried to live in harmony with Native Americans, even helped them. The humans didn't understand or appreciate the help, however, and the Pukwudgies eventually decided the humans were ungrateful and not worth helping.
You know what? I could
They're
agree with them.
Probably right.
They are probably right,
Yes.
considering all the shit going on in the world these days. Humans are useless.
In general, yeah. Pretty much. The formerly friendly Pukwudgies felt especially spurned by the appreciation humans had for the creation giant of Cape Cod, also known as Maushop. So they started being little pains in the ass, stealing food, throwing sand in people's eyes, nasty little tricks like that. They're just naughty little boys, naughty little babies. I don't know why I see them as boys, but that just feels they give off male energy.
Mm-hmm. It gives me Lost Boy vibes.
Yeah, like yep, I can see that. Humans in the area complained to Maushop's wife, Granny Squannet, who relayed their gripes back to the giant himself. Maushop then asked the humans to gather up all of the Pukwudgies they could find in the woods and bring them to him. The humans obliged, and Maushop collected and flung the captured Pukwudgies across what is now North New England, which is the Great Lakes region. Perhaps this is how they ended up all the way in Indiana.
Yeah, that could make sense.
Mm-hmm. In one version of the Pukwudgie mythology, the little creatures returned with a vengeance. After being so abused, the tricksters turned deadly. Instead of pranks, the Pukwudgie began kidnapping children, luring people to their deaths, and burning villages.
I mean, that's extreme.
It's a reaction. But if you picked my ass up and chucked me across the Great Lakes, I might burn your village down.
I'd be a little pissed off too.
I don't know that I'd steal your child, but I'd burn your village down.
Yeah.
Stealing children might be too far.
Just a little.
The kids didn't do it. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
Blame the adults. The Maushop sent his children to eradicate them again. The Pukwudgies turned them into deep grass and shot them with magic arrows, killing all 5 sons.
Oh, dang.
In some versions, they may have even killed Maushop or his wife. The little wild man creatures hide in the woods and cause trouble for the humans who are annoyed by them, and have the ability to become invisible, appear and disappear as they wish, and some even believe that they can shapeshift.
Interesting.
Although they are only small creatures, legend says Pukwudgies are very dangerous if you encounter them, and that if you do come across a Pukwudgie, to leave it be. They are still bitter about the past grievances from humans and can cause a lot of problems if you bother them.
They hold a grudge.
And
I get it.
If you leave them alone, at worst, they will mess with you a little. They are tricksters after all. But piss them off and you could face serious or fatal injury, as they have magical abilities, poison arrows, and have been known to kidnap people or lure them to their death. Yep. Those who have seen Pukwudgies describe them as a small humanoid creature appearing half troll, half human. They are approximately knee height at most. They have large ears and noses, so they often be mistaken for dwarves or duende when first spotted. And they have smooth gray skin resembling stones. They kind of give me like the trolls from Frozen.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they kind of...
fixer-upper.
Yeah, that's what they remind me of.
Maybe when you were explaining that they were like small, I cannot remember the name of the small. They were living the Appalachian they were like the little gnome. It was like one of your first episodes we did.
Oh. Yeah, I don't remember the name of them either.
It'll come to us
That
later.
was a while ago. You expect me to remember?
OG followers, put it in the comments. What was it?
Yeah, what did I talk about early on that was from the Appalachian?
They were little, they were mischievous.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of them.
I can't either.
Yeah. We'll come back to it.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. I'll Google it later.
Cool.
What really makes Pukwudgies unique is the sheath of porcupine spines that run from the top of their head all the way down their backs.
Okay. They left that little detail out earlier.
In fact, when you see one from behind, you may mistake it for a porcupine that walks upright until it turns around and gives you the stink eye. Which...
Hey, I'm walking.
It's like a little it's like if the little rock troll thingies from Frozen and like a hedgehog had a baby.
Yeah,
I love it. I kind of want to see one now. Not gonna lie, I won't make it mad. I just want to see it.
Yeah, just be like, hey man, I'm sorry for what people did to you.
I would boop the snoot of this. We haven't.
We haven't done a boop the snoot.
This is like a 6 out of 10 boop the snoot.
Okay.
The porcupine quills deter me a bit, but like a 6.5 out of 10 would boop the snoot.
Okay. I'd say 5.
That's valid.
5 for me.
I'm more likely to boop snoots than you are. I'm more likely to have my hand bitten off by something because I needed to boop the snoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I'm going to go. It's fine. I'm either going to die by booping something I shouldn't have. Vampire Diaries and the originals.
Cool.
Of the 3, it's my least favorite, but it's not bad. It follows Klaus and Haley's daughter.
Cool.
In a school built for like supernatural kids and teenagers. It's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Run by Alaric.
Okay. In concept, that sounds interesting, but
it's interesting, but it's like a cheesier teen version of the Vampire Diaries.
Oh, like they watered it down to be a little bit more
down
for like a younger generation.
Yeah, it's not as spicy, and there's no Damon Salvatore, so I'm not interested. More like Muppety, so they're not as accurate to their full description.
Yeah,
but they are in it.
Cool.
In Harry Potter, Pukwudgie House is one of the 4 houses at Livermore School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, which is the North American counterpart to Hogwarts.
Ah.
So if you're a Potterhead, there's a fact for you. Mounds State Park in Indiana hosts a Pukwudgie-themed nighttime nature hike.
Interesting.
We want to get real up close and personal with them. Which, nighttime and nature hike to me sounds like a really bad idea.
Yeah,
that sounds like a pass.
Yeah.
That sounds like something's going to eat my face off. I know.
Yeah, let's not invite that.
Let's not go into the woods at night. It's one of my like number 1 phobias. We're not going to test that. And in 2017 April Fool's Day prank, NewBedfordGuide.com wrote about how there were so many sightings in the Freetown State Forest near Freetown, Massachusetts, that the police would be installing a Pukwudgie crossing sign during the mythical creature's mating season.
That's funny. Like, those are the kind of pranks that I enjoy, when people like do silly things.
They
like that.
lean into local lore. Yeah, I love that. And there is a film in pre-production, which started in March 2024, called The Ledge, Curse of the Pukwudgie. And then, of course, we have Paranormal State Season 5, Episode 2, They Only Come Out at Night, which is where I discovered this spicy little being.
Cute.
Which was very spicy in that episode because they thought it was a demonic haunting.
Oh.
Because they were, specifically the dad, was getting scratched and bit.
Yeah.
when he was going outside, but turns out he just pissed off the puckwudgies that lived nearby in the woods. And so I think if I remember correctly, unless I'm getting it confused with another episode, they made an offering to them with the guidance of like a local native shaman of like planting certain fruit and berry bushes and trees to like
appease them.
Like, hey, I'm going to give this to you. This is your space. We'll leave it alone.
Gotcha.
And then they left him alone.
Good.
But, yeah.
Good deals.
Those are my little cute cryptids for you.
I like it. 5 out of 10. Boop in the snoots. I just don't want to get poked. I don't want to get poked with a
Well, you're not poking the back, the butt. You're poking the snoot.
You never know. When you get pissed off, turn around. Yeah, get a little whiplash, and all of a sudden I got a bunch of quills in my face. Already.
What are you booping it with your face for? We don't boop with our face. We boop with our finger.
Well, yeah, you.
Let me boop you.
Well, no, you go to boop with the snoot. They get pissed off, whip around, and then all of a sudden they're shooting quills at you.
I don't think they can shoot quills. Porcupines can't shoot quills.
I know that's a myth. But I'm just. I would imagine.
I'm imagining Carson going around trying to boop shit with her own nose.
Yeah, currently I will not be doing any of that.
No, neither of us are booping shit with our nose because we made the decision to get stabbed in the nose on purpose this week.
Yeah, loving that decision.
We had a bonding experience. This was your doing.
I know.
I mean, okay, it was initially my idea, but like I'd kind of like let it go and just be like, if it happens, it happens. And then this bitch over here is like, hey, remember how we talked about getting our noses pierced? They got walk-ins for $40 fucking. You want to go? And I was like, okay.
Why not?
We got our noses pierced this week.
Haha. Yeah.
I went the smart route though, not gonna lie. I definitely made the better.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, once it heals, I know I'm not going to regret it once it heals. For clarity, I got a septum, and this has definitely not been the most enjoyable experience this past week. If you are considering getting a septum piercing, keep in mind your nose is going to be miserable. All the little micro healing scabs will crack every time you try to take a sip of water or try to eat or when you're even just talking, and it's going to sting like a motherfucker. Your nose will run and you will cry.
Yeah.
Involuntarily.
On the other side, I did my nostril, which the experience of actually getting it pierced hurt significantly more than I kind of anticipated. But it was fine. Like, it's over in a second and then it's fine. But the healing process has not been horrible, other than the fact that you feel like you have a constant booger because the way it sits in your nostril and it like irritates the nose hairs, and the fact that it itches and I can't itch it. That's been like the most. But like the healing process has not been bad. It was a little tender the first couple of days. Like if I bumped my nose at all, it felt like a bruise. But not would recommend a nostril piercing. Not gonna lie.
So week 1 healing 0 out of 10. We'll see how it feels.
I'd say like 7 out of 10. Recommend.
Okay. Fair enough.
Piercing process like a 4.
It doesn't help that I flail in my sleep, and I also have.
You've probably bumped it a few times.
I have definitely have bumped it a couple times. Yeah.
I have bumped mine a couple of times, but I feel like a nostril piercing is less likely to be pissed off than a septum.
Fair enough.
I'm not piercing cartilage. I'm just piercing more or less skin.
Yeah, you're just more fleshy. Yeah, so this will be fun. I know it's going to be so bad. Like, I already look badass with it, but I know it's going to be worth it once it's healed, and I can put in really cool hoops.
Like I said, I showed you some of the rings. I've sewed 8 to 10 weeks, and now I'm going to have so much fun accessorizing my face.
It's going to be cool.
I've got so many things picked out. Seasonal themed nose rings to come.
It's going to be great.
Oh, gotta get Halloween ones.
Ooh.
We gotta get matching ones for our 2-year anniversary podcast.
That'd be great. Let's do it.
I will work on that.
I love it. Alrighty, let's dive into my creature. Last month for this episode, I drew the King of Pentacles, which I've been on a Pentacles.
You have been on a Pentacles kick.
Like the last 3 cards.
Don't mind my.
You're good.
Snapping open a can of Coke.
I believe the last
caffeine.
I believe the last 3 cards I've drawn were Pentacles.
At least the last 2.
For sure.
But it might be, you've been on a...
Something. Been on something. I definitely did not draw, or I definitely did not get what this drew me. Or maybe I did. We'll be
we'll investigate.
open for interpretation. So King of Pentacles has a couple different meanings depending on if you pulled it upright or reversed. I don't remember which one I did pull. Upright, it can mean abundance, prosperity, security, being ambitious, or being like protective or a businessman. And reversed, it can mean greed, materialistic, wasteful, possessive, more of like things, like hanging on to stuff. So I focused mostly on the reversed one just because it was a little more fun.
Yeah, agreed.
To find things related to that, because it's kind of hard to find like demons and things, or like creatures and such that are benevolent. There's not as many.
No,
like there's some out there.
There's a few,
but most just like to cause mischief or be devious,
or at least are interpreted that way.
Exactly. So we're leaning into greed.
Awesome.
And
that's very apropos for our current societal existence.
Oh yes, very much so. Don't even get me started on that. That's a whole nother podcast we'll have to do. Completely separate.
We're gonna have you heard about the 62 million thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that could have been a whole podcast right there.
That's a whole podcast right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're diving into.
That's where my brain has been deep diving the last 24 hours, and it makes me want to punch things.
Yes, very much so. I am not going to divulge into how angry and disgusted that whole situation and all that information makes me feel, because otherwise I'm going to get real unhinged real fast with this. And
fair. We can save that for later.
Exactly.
When we have cake.
Yes.
To numb the feelings.
Yes, that's a cake conversation.
Cake and wine.
Cake and wine.
I have wine in the fridge.
Alrighty. So we're going to talk about greed. And what better way to talk about greed is by digging into the original sin.
Ooh.
Tied to Mammon, the demon of greed.
Ooh.
So Mammon is actually also specifically a word that
I've heard this before somewhere.
So the word Mammon was really originally discovered as a biblical term used for riches, often used to describe the debasing influence of material wealth. The term was used by Jesus in his famous Sermon on the Mount, and also appears in the Gospel according to Luke. So like describing like any hoarding of wealth, or like putting materialistic values over anything else was like equated to mammon.
I'm just laughing at my dog.
Zoe is greedy for cuddles.
Struggling to get up there. Just get ready for that exercise routine, Zoe.
Medieval writers commonly interpreted as an evil demon or god. Since the 16th century, mammon has been used to negatively describe the pursuit of wealth, and has been used in both religious and secular contexts. I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on the embodiment of the word mammon, and the lore of the demon itself, who is often connected and referred to as one of the original 7 deadly sins.
Nice. Yes. I'm literally sitting here racking, because I know I've heard the name Mammon in a context somewhere in like a weird, obscure, like pop culture reference, and it's driving me nuts. So by the end of this, I hope I figure it out.
Yes, I'm sure you will, and I will give a couple of examples of some pop culture references. I feel like
it's related to something Egyptian.
You are really gonna enjoy one of the references that he's connected to.
I'm ready. Sign me up.
Sign me up, Buttercup.
My dog's choking Victoria.
Victoria sat down after prepping the cake, and literally both dogs just
in face
piled.
They are, so starved for attention.
So starved.
Neither of them ever get any love or attention. Although I will say, Mina has been deprived this week because she's not been allowed near my face, and she's not happy about it.
Fair enough.
I've woken up so many times to her sniffing my nostril.
Ew.
And I'm like, get the fuck away. If you fuck with this, I'm going to kill you. I won't, because I love her, but I'd be displeased.
Yes. So Mammon appears as a wolf-like demon of wealth, especially given that wolves would be associated with greed in the Middle Ages. Mm-hmm. Mammon's skill... Fuck, here we go again. It's double
syllables. There's a term for that. There's a term for that in Italian. What is it called? It's going to come to me later. But there's a term for that in Italian where when you have a doubled syllable, there's a name for it.
Cool. So Mammon's skin appeared to be entirely made of a gold material, but with several black scorched marks. He has single curved spikes jutting out of his elbows, 2 other spikes out of his shoulder blades, and finally his knees. So very spiky. So out, and...
Wouldn't want to hug him.
Yep, nope.
We ain't boop. I'm not booping this snoot.
This is not a snoot. Well,
like 4 out of 10 would
right.
boop the snoot. Because wolves are cute. I like wolves.
Well, let's read the rest of his description. We'll see what.
Let's see how. I'll reserve my judgment until I hear the rest of what it is.
His feet resembles those of some kind of eagle or dragon, and his hands resemble the claws of a dragon. His tail is also that of a dragon, so very, very lizard. Very lizard-like in appendages.
Lizard.
His head, on the other hand, resembles that of a wolf, with no visible lips, thus allowing his fierce, dagger-sharp teeth to always be visible.
It's like a 3. It's like it's going down.
He has bright golden amber eyes with black sclera, and when unfolding his wings, they are also the color of gold, though the tips of his secondary feathers are a faded black, with a secondary covered being like a scorched black. So he's got a very...
The wings sound cool.
Yeah, the wings sound really cool. He's got a very specific visage.
Yeah, very detailed.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to draw this.
Mm-hmm.
I
it could be cool. You know what? There's some
aspects there that I'm curious about.
Could be really cool.
The spiky things are making me a little apprehensive.
Mm-hmm. I imagine they're like depicted after like you know, like dinosaurs and like some like things. They'll have like the little like spurs.
Yeah.
Like a chicken or a rooster. They have the little.
Don't get me fucking started on chicken spurs.
I know
that mother.
That's where my brain kind of imagines.
I hate roosters.
So on to a little more lore. Mammon was created by God near the beginning of time, along with every other angel. During his time in heaven, he was often seen looking at the golden pavements of the realm's road rather than God himself, mesmerized by its shine.
He just like shiny things.
Just like shiny
I
things.
can relate as I'm staring at my bedazzled bookshelf.
Yes, we like the shiny.
Shiny.
Oh, you're good. Shiny.
I told you today the ADD is rampant. So we're struggling a little to focus.
Good.
The fact that I've also had 3 cans of soda since 4 p.m. probably wasn't a great choice.
Probably not. It'll be fine though.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. So Mammon's like very obsessed with like the gold and like all the shimmery stuff that's up in heaven. So when Hele started rallying up as many angels as he could to gather an army to fight a war against God, to Mammon he promised endless riches and gold that would all belong to him. Mammon was intrigued and agreed to the offer to fight on his side. During the course of the war, Mammon fought Raphael, while the angels seemed to have been looking for someone. While Mammon tried to give it his all, he was ultimately defeated and then banished to hell by Raphael.
Not my Ninja Turtle, buddy.
Not your Ninja Turtle, buddy.
He's my favorite Ninja Turtle.
He is pretty cool. Alrighty. So, however, some believe that Mammon's obsession with gold was to the point where he did not even care about Lucifer's rebellion, but due to the fact that he cared more about material wealth than God, caused him to be cast out. So it's not the... Oh, Nina, you're playing a dangerous game. She's getting right up in the phone and almost hit the pause button.
The pause button. Can you not sit on my paper? Thank you.
Yeah. So there's some, like, interpretation with it. Like, some are like, yeah, he agreed and just got cast out because he was fighting Raphael. And then others are like, well, no, he was just obsessed with...
He just wanted money.
He just wanted money and gold and sweat. So God cast him out anyway because of that. Money, money must be funny in a Mammon's world.
They hated them.
I bet.
They hated the angel blades because they were a bitch to make. Mm-hmm. And they were expensive to make, and they needed a fuck ton of them.
Yeah, because they probably kept breaking them.
Yep.
So Mammon is also credited as the creator of alchemy. So this is when he kind of comes down to Earth to start or comes up to Earth.
That's why I've herid the name before, because I talked about alchemy in one of our...
Uh-huh.
That's, okay, it clicked. I was
There
like,
you
I know
go.
I've heard this before.
Yes. So when Mammon comes up to Earth to spend some time with us and fuck around with things, he is credited as the creator of alchemy, specifically created as the one to bestow the knowledge to humans on what the proper alchemical compounds are needed to create gold. Mammon's bestowal of such forbidden information also led to the creation of the homunculi, humanoid entities of great power and strength, which in turn makes him the indirect creator of such creatures.
Cool.
He first showed his power of alchemy in Egypt in 300 BC to the metallurgist or sorcerer named Ronnie. What a weird...
Not the name I thought was coming next!
Right?
The Egyptian sorcerer! I thought it was going to be like Ra or some long unpronounceable name. Ronnie!
Ronnie! Maybe it was a nickname.
God, I hope so.
Maybe it was a nickname. Who knows? But that's the name that kept
Also,
popping up.
Your nickname is Ronnie. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's not a great nickname.
It's not. So
Ronnie.
Here's Ronnie. Hey, with the twin blade. Mammon just breaks down your door. Here's Ronnie.
You like my twin blade?
So Mammon shows his power to Ronnie and along with his disciples, who were also at the time members of the recently formed Illuminati. With Mammon's guidance, he creates a complete homunculus using his and their blood as a medium. This complete omniscient homunculus, shaped in the likeness of Ronnie, so Ronnie's now got like a weird...
really hard words for yourself.
I do!
I listen to you say all these words, I'm like, damn, girl.
I'm giving myself some $5 words here.
Mm-hmm.
Observe this Ronnie and others out of curiosity and slight envy. It then decides to move about on its own accord while being under the discreet guidance of Mammon. So, like, the homunculus is kind of like looking at everybody else and like, well, fuck. I want to be actually like human with you guys. Yeah, fuck this. Goes off and kind of gets to be a little whelp under Mammon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I didn't dig too much farther into that because I feel like that will be a whole other story for another day.
There you go. You've got yours for next month, too.
Absolutely. Mammon also has some tie-ins with Greek mythology.
Ooh.
Which is, Mammon is said to be the father of the Greek god of wealth, Plutus.
That tracks.
Yep. He appeared before the goddess Demeter in the form of a golden-winged man with scorches on his body that looked as though boiling liquid was poured over him.
I wonder if that was inspiration for the one scene in Game of Thrones.
Maybe. That makes sense.
Although that was a common torture.
Yeah,
method.
just pouring like liquid gold.
Or liquid metal.
Or liquid metals over somebody.
Someone until they died. Literally boiling their brain from the outside in.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's a hell of a way to go.
Oh, yeah. While the details of this tale are scarce, the few that know it all say that Mammon seduced the goddess with the false promise of relieving her misery. Their encounter led to the birth of Plutus. Hypnos regards it as more of a sordid tale, where Demeter was at her lowest point and Mammon took advantage of it. Why Mammon wanted to lay with the goddess is unknown. So some other spots where... Must have been. So, Mammon's been depicted in several other places throughout pop culture. In John Milton's Paradise Lost, Mammon is a fallen angel described as being more interested in heaven's pavements than the leader. He tells the other fallen angels to be content in hell. In several campaign settings of Dungeons & Dragons, Mammon is an archdevil, known as the Lord of Avarice, one of the archdukes, and the ruler of the third layer of hell. And one popular example includes the animated show Hell of a Boss. Mammon is featured as the king of greed and one of the seven demon kings of hell, ruling over his own ring of greed. He also owns the theme park Lululand, which is the ripoff of his friend Lucifer's Lulu World. So we got Disneyland, Disney World.
That's hilarious.
Lululand, Lulu World.
I love that.
In Hell of a Boss, he is depicted as a jester, and his appearance is used as an iconography and branding in the Ring of Greed, including the in-universe currency.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, while he's also being super greedy, he's just making everyone just like, yeah, my face is your money now.
I mean, that tracks.
It tracks.
That tracks.
So, there's a little fun lore on the Demon of Greed, Mammon.
I love that. I love it. He sounds like a cool dude.
Mm-hmm. It was interesting because most of what I was like reading and such, Mammon, or like how he's depicted as the 7 deadly sins, he's like one of the few that doesn't like actively tempt human beings into greed. He just happens to have it there and
provides the opportunity and then
provides the opportunity. Exactly. Like he's not goading them into it. He's just like, hey, here's this opportunity, and then people just take advantage of the knowledge or the opportunity and run with it.
Yep. I there's a book trilogy I read last year called The Kingdom of the Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first book, and then it's about the 7 deadly sins as like gods that come up from hell, and it's a whole thing. But greed is one of my favorite ones of them, because he's just like, yeah, I'm greed. So what?
So what? Exactly.
Like,
he's very nonchalant about it.
He like runs a casino, and he just sits there and watches people gamble themselves to nothing.
Exactly, because like people do it to themselves. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need to do anything because people are already driven by wanting more.
Yep. Because in the book they go to him thinking like, because the main character is this girl who's a witch, and her sister gets killed, and she's trying to figure out how and why and all that, and she ends up accidentally summoning wrath, and like accidentally entrapping him into her servitude.
That sounds great.
It's a really great book series. It is very spicy. So if you don't like a spicy book, the first book is not horribly spicy. The second and third book is like, by the time you're in the third book, it's just like, do you ever put your clothes on? No. But it's actually a really well written book. It's a good series. I highly recommend it.
Cool.
But yeah, the characters, the 7 deadly sins, they're depicted as like brothers.
Cool.
And it's pretty cool.
Nice. All right. What in the world?
Let's go. What in the worlding? And we're gonna talk about some myths, some common urban legends.
Ooh.
Or one specific one actually.
Cool.
Again, I wanted to stick to my card. And so because my card focuses on the idea of like debate or dispute, something that often sparks debates or disputes is urban legends. Mm-hmm. So I was doing some research into like common urban legends in the United States, because I figured, that'd be the ones we'd be most familiar with. And one of the longest running and most infamous ones is the urban legend of the sewer alligator.
Ah,
yes.
The alligator.
So the sewer alligator is an urban legend. I just don't want to spell that. Perfect. Is an urban legend that about alligators that are said to live in sewers outside of their native range. Some cities in which these alligators have supposedly been found are New York City and Paris. And accounts of fully grown sewer alligators are unproven, but small alligators are sometimes rescued from sewers, and some of those stories can date back as early as the 1920s and early 1930s. The New York Times reports that the city rescues several alligators a year. Some are taken directly from homes where people keep them illegally, and some small alligators can be bought online in other states and shipped legally when they are tiny. Other alligators are found outdoors where they attract a lot of attention, though usually they are all above ground. Escaped or abandoned alligators may survive for a short time in New York sewers. However, they cannot live there long term because the sewers are too cold and contain harmful bacteria from human waste. Mm-hmm. And sewer workers say there is no hidden population of alligators living underground. But we'll see. We'll see. Mm-hmm. The legend of alligators inhabiting the sewer systems in New York is a widely circulated urban myth. It suggests that alligators navigate the sewer systems, preying on rats and other refuse, and pose a threat to sewer workers who are said to carry firearms for protection. Although, to be honest, with the rats in New York City, you might need a firearm just for those fuckers.
Definitely, for sure.
There's a big-ass rat. Have you ever heard of a king rat?
Yes.
Where they all, like, entangled?
I had to fight one of those in D&D once. It was insane, but it was hilarious because we had to go down, like, into, like, this basement where the king rat was. So I just told everyone to back up on the stairs. I stood in it front, and I put a spell that was literally, like, a column. So as the rats were trying to get to us, they passed through the column, and poof, poof. Moonbeam, guys. Moonbeam. Works great.
All right. There you go. Little D&D suggestions. According to lore, these alligators are often described as large and vicious, with some attributing a lack of pigmentation to their purported status as, quote, albinos. The urban myth has permeated popular culture, featuring various forms of media, including books, television shows, and movies, and has inspired hoaxes and artistic projects, and is commemorated even in the city with a quasi-holiday known as Alligator in the Sewer Day, celebrated on February 9th.
Aww.
So if you're in New York City on February 9th, you can celebrate Alligator in the Sewer Day.
Cute.
Following reports of sewer alligators in the 1930s, the story built up over the decades and became more of a contemporary legend. It is questionable how accurate the original stories are, and some have even suggested they were fictions created by someone named Teddy May, who was the commissioner of the sewers at the time. Interviews with him were the basis of the first published accounts of these sewer alligators, and a similar story from 1851 involves feral pigs in the sewers of Hampstead, London, and may have been the inspiration for his stories.
Okay, that's a interesting conclusion to draw. Really?
Yeah,
they got pigs in the sewers over in London. Yeah, we got alligators. Well, we got a one-up, and we got alligators.
I mean, to be fair, like, America's known for, like, what the fuck do we live with? Like, people from England look at our shit and go, y'all all right?
Y'all okay?
No, we're not. We really aren't. As late as the middle of the 20th century, souvenir shops in Florida would sell live baby alligators as novelty souvenirs.
Oh my god.
Tourists from New York City would buy these baby alligators and try to raise them as pets. When they grew too large for comfort, the family would proceed to flush the reptiles down the toilet.
Guys.
Like goldfish, apparently.
No, don't flush goldfish down the toilet either,
don't
guys.
Don't flush anything down the toilet, really. Sewer shit is expensive. Not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, fixing the sewage, no. But also, don't
flush creatures.
Don't
I mean,
flush
if it's
creature.
already dead, fine, but
still,
if it's an already dead goldfish, like, whatever. But even then, give it a proper burial.
Give it a proper burial.
Or feed it to your cat. Which is what happened to most of my goldfish. Unintentional cat snacks. Whoops. Yeah, I had naughty kitties. Anyway, the most common story is that the alligators would survive this flushing and reside within the sewer and reproduce, feeding on rats and garbage, growing to huge sizes and striking fear into sewer workers to the day. In Robert Daly's book, The World Beneath the City, which was written in 1959, he comments that one night a sewer worker in New York was shocked to find a large albino alligator swimming towards him. Weeks of hunting followed. And the Journal of American Folklore reported on the subject saying, quote, according to May, sewer inspectors first reported seeing alligators in 1935, but neither May nor anyone else believed them. Instead, he sent men to watch the sewer walkers to find out how they were obtaining whiskey down the pipes. Persistent reports, however, perhaps including the newspaper item discovered by Coleman, caused May to go down to find out for himself. He found the reports were true. The beam of his own flashlight had spotted alligators whose length on average was about 2 feet. Which is not very big for an alligator, to be fair.
That's pretty juvenile.
That's a baby.
Like baby.
May started an extermination campaign using poisoned bait, followed by flooding of the side tunnels to flush the beast into the major arteries where hunters with 22 rifles were waiting. He announced in 1937 that the gators were gone. Reported sightings in 1948 and 1966 were not confirmed. However, there's no mention of, quote, blind albino alligators, though May suggests that the baby alligators were dumped down some drains rather than, quote, flushed down the toilets, which is probably more likely. I don't think an alligator would fit down a toilet. Nope. I really don't.
Not likely. Definitely not.
You'd really have to plunge that shit. That would be some work. An additional reference to the sewer alligator exists in Thomas Pynchon's first novel. It fictionalizes the account stating Macy's was selling them for a time for 50 cents. Eventually, the children became bored with their pets, sending them loose in the streets as well as flushing them. Rather than poison, however, shotguns were used as the remedy in this story. And Benny Profane, one of the main characters in the book, continues to hunt them as a full-time job until the population is reduced. In a 1973 children's book, The Great Escape, or The Sewer Story by Peter Lippin, anthropomorphized alligators dress up and disguise as humans and charter airplanes to fly home to the Florida swamp. Which actually sounds like a cute book.
That does sound funny.
I kind of love that. Some claims go further to suggest that after the alligators are disposed of at such a young age, they would live the majority of their life in an environment not exposed to sunlight, and thus it would apparently in time lose its eyesight and the pigment in its hide, and that would be maybe why they were called blind albinos, which would be pure white in color rather than with pink or red eyes. Mm-hmm. Another reason the albino alligator would retreat to an underground sewer is the vulnerability to the sun. As there is no dark pigment in its skin, and it has no protection from the sun, which makes it hard for it to survive in the wild. So possible. Mm-hmm. Some people spoke of mutant alligators living in the sewers, which have been exposed to various types of toxic chemical waste, which altered them, making them deformed or sometimes larger with strange coloring, including a gigantic mutant alligator based on these myths, which appeared in the 1980 film Alligator. Never heard of it, but who knows. One 1927 account describes an experience of a Pittsburgh Bureau of Highways and Sewers employee who was assigned the task of clearing out a section of sewer pipe on Royal Street in the northeast side of the city. And the account reads, quote, he removed the manhole cover and began to clear an obstruction when he realized the set of, quote, evil-looking eyes was staring back at him. He then removed a 3-foot alligator and took it home with him. There are other numerous recent media accounts of alligators occupying storm drains, sewer pipes from various states across the United States. There is also reports in Paris, France, of a Nile crocodile that was captured by firefighters in the sewers below the Pont Neuf Bridge on March 7th, 1984. The crocodile, named Eleanor, lived at the aquarium in Vannes and died in May 2022. And in 2010, a 2-foot baby alligator was caught by NYPD in the sewers of Queens. However, it is unlikely a full-grown adult would sail for long in New York due to the cold weather temperatures. Mm-hmm. So, regardless, there's been stories for decades. A lot of people believe them not to be true. However, I have photos.
Oh.
Because what led me down this rabbit hole was a post that they have confirmed that there are alligators in the sewers of New York.
What?
New York Post itself, written by Ben Cost, one of their staff writers. I have his article.
What date did they put this on?
It was not April 1st.
Okay.
This was last fall.
Okay.
New York might not have those, quote, famous alligators in the sewer, but Florida has the real thing. So this is Florida, technically.
Okay.
A work crew in Oviedo, Florida, proved the NYC urban legend was a Sunshine State reality after discovering a 5-foot gator residing in a sludge-filled pipe. Footage of the scaly subterranean terror is currently stirring up a crap storm on the City of Oviedo City Administration Facebook page. Quote, just another reason not to go wandering down in the stormwater pipes, a spokesperson said of the new underground sensation, which was spotted Friday during a routine pothole inspection. A Public Works team had dispatched a robot equipped with cameras to get root of why a cluster of craters kept appearing on the road above, according to the press report. The workers soon found something far more terrifying lurking beneath the surface. On Friday's inspection, as you'll see in the video, they came across a 5-foot alligator. The mortifying moment was captured in footage that recalled the enduring big city myth that inspired the 80s movie Alligator, and was further popularized by scene stealer Drew Barrymore and Steven Spielberg's 1982 classic E.T. But it is no longer a metropolitan myth because they have photos. There's the alligator.
Oh my god, the gator in
the hole.
The gator's in the hole.
Social media was flabbergasted by the runoff residue residing reptile, which evoked the sewer squatting badly, quote, Kriller Croc from the Batman franchise. One viewer said, have you ever seen anything like that? Wow, so scary. Others wondered how the gator managed to infiltrate the labyrinth of the drainage system, which comprises 75 miles of underground pipes beneath the city.
Wow.
The Oviedo City Administration speculates that it entered through one of the storm's water ponds, used to prevent flooding during storm season.
He must be a really good navigator.
Oh, my Lord.
You're welcome.
That was bad. That was bad.
No, that was good.
That was bad. You've been holding that in for a while, haven't you?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The maintenance boss said they were just glad it wasn't a human that encountered the beast. Victoria's dying over there.
I broke her.
She really died. Thank goodness our crews have a robot, the official said, who didn't specify this particular specimen was under the influence of meth. I don't know where that came from or why. Apparently the alligator is on meth.
Okay. I mean, it's Florida.
It's Florida. Interesting, alligators, which are the U.S.'s largest reptile, regularly grow up to 15 feet long, weighing over 1,000 pounds, and are not uncommon sight in the Florida storm runoff. In fact, this phenomenon rings similar to the plot point in the 2019 sci-fi thriller Crawl, in which a father and daughter discover killer gators have made their nest in a storm drain following a hurricane. And in line with the classic Big Apple hoax, alligators are apparently rearing their heads in Gotham as well. In 2010, cops apprehended an 18-inch reptile of unknown provenance that emerged from an overflowing Astoria drain and hunkered down beneath a parked car. This past February, meanwhile, officials hauled a lethargic, possibly cold-shocked 4-foot-long alligator from Brooklyn's Prospect Park Lake. While park officials suspected the gator, which had a bathroom stopper in its stomach, was an unwanted pet whose owner had decided to release it in public waters.
Oh, dang.
Despite getting tended to at the Bronx Zoo, the reptile succumbed last month to various injuries, and they're calling it a case of tragic animal abuse, which they should. So, really, the true message here is don't flush alligators.
Yeah.
And they don't make good pets.
No.
No.
I got to hold a baby alligator once.
That would be cool. I kind of want to hold a baby alligator.
If we ever take a road trip through South Dakota, I'm trying to remember, I think it's Rapid City, there is the reptile gardens, and they literally have, like, they have birds there too, but they have, like, a giant pen where they'll do, like, alligator shows, kind of like what Steve Irwin would do. And they would go around at the end and just hold out a baby alligator, and you could hold, I have a picture of me holding one.
That would be cool.
It's very cool.
The rest of the word reptile, I don't know if I'm on board for that.
Geckos and lizards. We can avoid the snake house.
Okay, no snakes.
I will go in. You can go check out the birds. Or
birds are even scarier than snakes. I hate birds.
Oh, fair enough.
Birds freak me out.
Fair
Except
enough.
for crows. I love crows.
Yes, crows and ravens are cool.
Yeah. But no, birds freak me out. My mother had birds my whole fucking childhood, and I hated those fuckers.
Fair enough.
She had a creepy-ass parakeet that she got from a little old man that when you got out of the shower would whistle at you.
Ew.
Yep.
Ew.
Yep.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Uh-huh.
No thanks.
It's this little blue and white parakeet named Petey. Petey the parrot.
Petey the parrot.
Whistle at you.
What a fucking generic name for a parrot. Why does everyone name their parrot fucking Petey?
Kind of like everybody who has a black dog names it Bella.
Yes. Why? I don't get it.
I don't either. And every orange cat is either Garfield or Pumpkin or something
Or
like that.
every black and white cat is named Oreo.
Or every black cat is named Salem.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
I did have a black cat named Salem once.
Come on, guys. Let's be original.
I am original with my pet names.
Yes. All right.
All right. Take me around the world.
We're going around the world
in 80 days.
That's a good movie. I haven't watched that in a very long time.
But it is a good movie.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. My brain just paused.
I was like, it just went.
Ding. Okay. Ding. We're talking about hoarding today.
Ooh.
We are going to get into a little bit about what it is, and then we're going to dive into a specific story about the first documented case of hoarding in the U.S.
Okay. Not gonna lie, Hoarders is a guilty pleasure TV show.
Mine too. It's funny. I watch it specifically when I've been putting off cleaning for too long.
That's a good way to do it.
And it like almost like panic means like I can't get to this level of things. Like obviously I don't.
You're nowhere near that level.
Nowhere near that level. But just to be like, it could be worse. Mm-hmm. Like it's okay that I put it off for a little while. I'm getting it done now.
Mine is like when I'm homesick, laying on the couch, and I just need like brainless TV.
Yeah,
that's one of my.
That's a good one too. And I'm just sitting there and be like, just throw the thing away.
Yeah, I can't watch the pet ones though.
No, those ones
so
make me sad. Those ones make me sad.
Some of them are really gross though.
Very.
Some of them like, ooh.
You're like, oh my goodness.
Why? How? I mean, I get it, but like, ugh.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna learn about how.
All right.
Sometime.
Teach me.
Alrighty, so hoarding is the act of engaging in excessive acquisition of items that are not needed or for which no space is available. This repetitive action can seem on a spectrum from holding onto items due to scarcity of resources or high value. So if like resources are scarce, you're gonna hang on to everything that you can.
Hoard toilet paper. Gold.
We're holding toilet paper.
Supernatural predicted that.
We did. So it can, so the spectrum is like holding on to items due to scarcity. It can be collections that hold special interests or sentimental values, or to the far extreme where the behavior becomes dangerous and known as hoarding disorder. Mm-hmm. Individuals who meet the diagnostic criteria for hoarding disorder experience feelings of anxiety or discomfort about discarding possessions they do not need. This discomfort arises from an emotional attachment to possessions and a strong belief that their possessions will be needed in the future, which is a common thing that comes up in a hoarder TV show. I'd be like, well, I was going to do this with that. I'm going to get that reupholstered. I'm going to do this project with it. Like, okay, but how long have you had this thing for said project and haven't gotten to it?
Literally me with my craft supplies.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
But I might need this one button for something one day.
Exactly. It has potential.
It has potential.
Possessions will take on a sentimental value that outweighs their functional value. This is no different from someone without hoarding disorder. The difference lies in the strength of the sentimental value and how many items take on a sentimental value. For this reason, when discarding items, hoarders may feel as though they are throwing away a part of themselves. So people will like attach part of like their.
There's part of myself I could happily throw away. Pieces.
Yeah, same.
Eat.
In severe cases, a house may become a fire hazard due to blocked exits and stacked papers, or a health hazard due to vermin infestation, etc., and detritus from excessive pets, hoarding food and garbage, or the risk of stacks of items collapsing on the occupant and blocking the exit routes. Thus, hoarding affects more than just the owner of the objects, as the state of a hoarded house can have a negative effect on all the occupants and even neighbors. Furthermore, individuals with hoarding disorder may have a quality of life as poor as those diagnosed with schizophrenia. Eventually, the disorder increases family strain, work impairment, and the risk of serious medical conditions. Reality shows like Hoarder, Buried Alive, highlight the dangers and the significant mental toll it has on the person with the disorder and their family members. In cases where intervention occurs, the individual receives proper help, improvements can be made. So one thing I do appreciate about the Hoarder show is that they connect the person receiving help like ongoing psychological care.
They continue
usually
care after care. Yeah,
because what a lot of people don't realize is that hoarding typically stems from some sort of trauma that happened early in a person's life, whether it be a loss or abuse or something. They're trying to hang on to whatever it was that they feel that they lost. So we're going to dive into, like I said, one of the first documented cases of hoarding, known as the Collier Mansion or the Collier Brothers. This is sourced from an article written by Christopher Rosen on a blog called Adventures in Design World.
Interesting.
Yeah. The Collier story starts back in the 1900s when Herman L. Collier, a doctor, and Susie Gage Frost Collier, a former opera singer, had two sons. Born Homer and Langley Collier, the boys were the Homer.
Poor kid.
Keep in mind, this is like the early 1900s,
I
so
know,
that's a common
such
name.
an unfortunate name.
Homer and Langley.
Langley's not horrible.
I don't know. Langley.
I could get behind Langley, but Homer.
Langley makes me think of the word lanky.
Yeah.
And I've never heard lanky used as like a positive descriptive. I've always like heard.
No.
Lanky is always like just like long limbed and like awkward. So that's where my brain goes when I hear Langley. Or Langley Falls. So Homer and Langley, or the boys were the descendants of an apparently ancient and wealthy American family line. Their ancestors were reputed to extend all the way back to the 1620s arrival of the Speedwell, an immigrant ship reaching America's shores less than a week after the famed Mayflower.
Interesting.
Both Homer and Langley attended college. Homer graduated with a degree in law, and Langley with a degree in electrical and mechanical engineering.
Damn, all right.
So we got some smart boys. Unfortunately, their parents, Herman and Susie, separated in 1909 after a disagreement about Herman's desire to turn their large brownstone on Fifth Avenue, New York, into a sanitarium. Because he was a doctor, so he was wanting to, probably assuming to bring people in and like care for them, and Susie was not about it.
Susie was a bitch.
Yeah, is that? Herman died in 1923, having deeded all his estates to his sons. Both of them. Sons. Shortly after that, Susie Collier died in 1929. This left Homer and Langley to fill the large house themselves. And as we'll soon see,
They did. I have a feeling.
Yep. Langley never appeared to hold a job, though he was proficient at the piano. Homer did some work for an insurance company. When their mother died, they retreated even further into their own world. Homer stopped working in 1932 when he began to go blind, and Langley followed his brother into their seclusion. I couldn't find any reason of why Homer was starting to go blind. I'm assuming there was maybe degenerate macular
some sort of
degenerative disease, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Can
you imagine being blind in a hoarding house?
Yeah, oh, no thank
That'd
you.
be so hard.
It'd be terrifying. As years passed, Langley continued to leave the house secretively to collect the things the brothers both loved: books, machines, musical instruments, and other curiosities. Over time, their combined collections expanded to include tin cans, furniture, pianos, phone books, clocks, stoves, camera equipment, bicycles, fabrics, human organs in jars from their father's medical career, and much more.
I'm sorry. We went from pianos, fabrics to organs.
Yep.
That's a shift.
Yep.
Oh, we went left.
We went far.
We were, so far I was making sense, appliances, furniture, okay.
And then
organs. Oh, God. Okay, you know what? You had me until we got to the organs in jars.
They were like, you know what? Same. Piano, organ.
Although, not gonna lie, if I ever had an organ removed, I'd want to keep it in a jar.
Right? It'd just be kind of
But
funny.
it would be my organ.
Exactly.
Not someone else's.
It's different when it's yours. I built that thing. I made that thing.
Would I keep another person's organ in a jar?
No, depending on whose it is.
I might. Depending on whose it is. It's a trophy.
Yes. So the scale of the collecting is hard to comprehend, but included 25,000 books, 14 pianos, hundreds of yards of cloth, and thousands of cans.
That's a lot.
Later measurement suggested it amounted to more than 100 tons of stockpiled possessions.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So, amongst all of this, Langley cared for his now fully blind brother, which included feeding, bathing, reading, and playing Homer the music he could no longer see. In an act of sad devotion, Langley saved endless stacks of newspapers for when his brother would be able to read them again.
That's really odd.
Yeah, he loved his brother. Perhaps he was sensitive to how quickly this sort of loose paper ephemera is destroyed. I'm not sure where that line. And he hoped to cure his brother through a fantastical range of strange diets. So he was thinking, like, hey, if I collect something, if I find the right thing, I'm going to restore his sight. So kind of getting into a little bit of psychosis with that line of thinking.
Sounds like some OCD type.
A little bit.
Some behavioral stuff.
If I can control this thing, everything will go back to normal. As society changed around them, their isolation only drew more attention, with rumors spreading that they were hiding a vast sum of money inside the house. Both in fear and in response to a few break-in attempts, Langley Collier began to use the objects he collected to create a complex maze of traps and deadfalls to protect them.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
With a blind brother, that's brave.
Oh, yeah. Langley also changed his habits, wandering the streets at night to avoid people and questions. The few times anyone saw him, they described him as a blue-eyed, timid man with a flowing mane of long white hair and equally long mustache. Eccentric and a little odd, dressed in ragged patchwork clothes. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna say.
Not gonna lie, eccentric and a little odd is kind of how I want to be described.
Right? Exactly. If my house is not described as the witch's house on the corner, I'm not doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
The years rolled on, and as the brothers' house and vast hoard of belongings gradually fell into disrepair. But the growing decrepitude, council authorities challenged their right to stay. In one instance, the bank tried to repossess the house for failure of mortgage payments. Langley dipped into his still significant savings and promptly paid off the entire mortgage with a single check. So keep in mind, they had like generational wealth that they could dip into. So that's probably how he managed to either... Yeah, right? So that's... I'm assuming because he stopped working in 32. So that's, just able to support himself off of this wealth. Which is, again, crazy and must be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Another time, the city council tried to enter to clean the house based on complaints, but were refused entry. The gas company tried to take back their now defunct meters, but again, were refused entry by a resistant Langley, who by now emerged only for food scraps and the odd legal challenge. Mm-hmm. No, it just gets so sad. It gets sadder. Ugh. For the Collier brothers, things became an overwhelming tide. The years rolled on until finally, on one fateful night in 1947, an anonymous tip reported a body in the Collier house. The building was in such a sad state that it took 7 policemen and officials from the New York Housing Commission to even clear a path into the house. They found Homer Collier first, sitting in a small cubby made of newspapers piled to the ceiling, looking like an enthroned king with his long flowing hair. It took nearly a month for the workmen clearing the house to find Langley. Langley died 10 feet away from Homer, crushed by one of his own traps as he had tried to bring food to his brother. Without the food and unable to move, it is likely Homer starved to death after his brother had suffocated from his injuries.
That is terrible.
Right?
That was not a word, but...
Yeah. And then there's a picture from one of the policemen, like, trying to get through just how much stuff was in this home. It is insane. So, if you are someone out there that struggles with hoarding, no, there is help out there, and we just want you to be safe and healthy so you don't get crushed to death by your own stuff. Mm-hmm. That's just... No amount of stuff or things is worth your life.
No.
Yeah, so that is the first documented case of hoarding in the U.S.
That's so sad.
I know.
Because he just loved his brother.
He just loved his brother. He just wanted his brother to be okay, and I imagine he didn't want to leave the house because he was terrified if he left, his brother was going to get hurt because he was in his sight. And I'm sure there wasn't any social resources
for back then. No.
Your options at that point were literally hire someone to stay home and take care of them, probably, or send them to like an infirmary for indefinitely. Yeah. And we all know how those stories go.
Yeah, not great. Sad.
Yeah.
That was a sad one.
Yeah, that was a little sad.
I like that.
Well, maybe you'll cheer us up with our spooky spotlight.
No.
No? Uh-oh.
Sorry. No, I'm gonna creep the shit out of you with our spooky spotlight.
Okay. We're just riding the emotions. It's fine.
We're just all over the place. But to wrap it up, I did, like I said, manage to tie my card to all 3 categories.
Oh, nice. I forgot to say how I tied mine to it, because wastefulness or possessiveness.
That does tie in nicely.
King of Pentacles.
Well, my final story goes along with the idea of aggressive or aggression.
Okay.
Tied into my card. And I decided to focus on one of the most aggressive forms of spirit activity, which is the poltergeist.
Ooh.
So if you don't know what a poltergeist is, which I feel like if you listen to this podcast, you've probably heard of what a poltergeist is, but I will cover it regardless. Poltergeist is a disruptive spirit that makes its presence known through loud noises and interactions with physical environments. These interactions can range from mischievous pranks, such as lights being turned on and off, to violent behavior, such as objects being thrown or fire spontaneously igniting. The term poltergeist comes from the German poltern, or to rattle or make noise, and the word geist, which means ghost, and is translated as noisy ghost. Because of their destructive nature, poltergeists have become one of the best known types of ghostly phenomenon, but alleged occurrences of poltergeist activity are relatively rare. So like they're very much like sensationalized, but they're actually not very common. Poltergeists are often associated with specific people, especially children and young teenagers. And this is believed because a lot of people that believe in poltergeists believe they're not actually real spirits, but they are the manifestation of emotions as people go through puberty. So poltergeist activity will often manifest surrounding especially young women who are going through puberty, and then can often reappear when people are like going through menopause.
Oh, okay.
So like drastic hormonal changes can spark poltergeist activity.
Interesting.
Some believers speculate a poltergeist may be caused by a person unknowingly manipulating spiritual energy. However, skeptics point out that most reports of poltergeist activity do turn out to be hoaxes, which is true.
I just had a thought. If poltergeist activity kind of peaks up when females are going through like hormonal changes, that's kind of sexist of them to play off of, like, oh hey, no one's gonna believe them because they're just hormonal and they're going through their period, or oh they're going through this changing. How sexist!
Motherfuckers.
Continue.
They are the male species of the spirits. One of the most infamous poltergeist hauntings is the haunting of Maria Ferreira, also known as the Jaboticable. I butchered that, but poltergeist, which is who we're going to talk about today. Generally speaking, poltergeists or nosy ghosts are more of a nuisance than anything but else. While their propensity for throwing objects around, banging on walls, and making items such as keys disappear are the worst at possible times, they seldom pose a physical threat to their victims. When they do cross the line from bothersome to downright dangerous, as was in the case of this story, life for the recipients of their ire becomes a nightmare from which they cannot wake. So we're going to talk about one of those nightmares. So this takes place in 1965. It began in December with 11-year-old Maria Jose Ferreira. I struggle with R's apparently. We're just gonna call her Maria. Became the target of an entity so determined to do her harm that no amount of intervention could protect her. What started as furniture moving about her bedroom soon escalated to full-on assaults, during which she would be slapped, pinched, bitten, and scratched until she was left bruised and bleeding.
Jeez.
The family were deeply religious people who were devoted body, mind, and spirit to the Catholic faith. Their unflinching beliefs made it all more difficult for them to accept that the fact that their daughter's very existence was being threatened by an evil force they could not see nor control. One day, as the family congregated in the living room, bricks began to rain from the ceiling. Fleeing to other areas of the home to keep from getting pummeled by the sudden deluge, Maria and her siblings huddled together as their parents tried to figure out how such an event was possible. Seeing as their house was constructed of wood, there was no logical explanation for the phenomena.
What the hell?
Which continued on and off for several days.
Oh my god.
Before the portal that had opened up overhead finally closed.
Yikes.
Yep. Can you imagine just sitting here and all of a sudden, bricks!
Bricks.
Just fucking bricks!
Bricks.
Yeah. Convinced the evil was afoot, the family consulted a priest who agreed to do what he could to banish the presence from their home. Although he performed a cleansing he believed would rid the house of its unholy burden, his efforts had been for naught. Within hours of his departure, the entity was back to its old tricks. In the coming days, pictures would fly off the wall, mirrors would shatter, and furniture, including a full-size sofa, would sail across the room. It was at this point that it started to dawn on the adults in the house that the common denominator in all of the incidents was Maria. A Jabotic... I'm not going to even try to say that word. Jaboticable poltergeist.
Okay.
A persistent and malevolent poltergeist case with tragic ends is what we're talking about. So this took place 200 miles north of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Mm-hmm. And like I said, the strange experiences began in December. Eventually, the family did ask for an exorcism, and which was performed by a priest, but did not cease the haunting. In fact, it made it worse.
Uh-oh. You pissed him off.
Yeah. After the exorcism, the family sought the help of a spiritist, a neighbor named João Volpe, who was a dentist.
Okay.
Just be a dentist. Sorry. That's where my brain went. Volpe determined that Maria, the 11-year-old girl who was living at the house, was a medium and was unwittingly and unknowingly enabling the poltergeist phenomenon to occur. They believed she had a host of invisible playmates, and he offered to take her to his own home to attempt to solve the problem, which seems suspicious to me.
Yeah,
I don't like this already.
Why are we blaming the girl?
Yep.
We're blaming the girl for.
Also, why are we
taking children
I don't like it.
I don't like taking children unsupervised to your house, so we don't know this dentist at all.
No, I don't like it. Several days passed quietly, but then stones began to appear and fly about the Volpe home as well whenever Maria was present. Volpe counted 312 stones in total, one of them weighing in at a whopping 3.7 kilograms, which is a little more than 8 pounds.
Damn.
Yep. Next, eggs were thrown about and made to disappear. On one particular day, a dozen eggs was placed inside the refrigerator. 3 eggs suddenly appeared under a rooster in the backyard. Okay. At least that's a normal place to find an egg, sort of. So at least chicken, at least.
Yeah.
Upon inspection, 3 eggs were found missing from the refrigerator, and even though the door had not been opened, they seem to have magically moved from fridge to rooster.
That sounds like a kid playing a prank.
That does sound like a kid playing a prank.
Like, wouldn't it be funny if the rooster laid an egg?
They probably also just didn't know the difference between like hens and roosters, and like
put it in
it's a chicken.
spot.
I put it. Yeah,
exactly.
This is where eggs come from.
That sounds like a
kid thing. Stones continued to fall and fly about. One day, the Volpes went to lunch with their neighbors. A stone fell from the ceiling and split in 2 on its way down, the pieces flying in different directions, which then the pieces fit perfectly together and seemed to have magnetic attraction to one another, which dissipated over time.
Oh, that's crazy.
That is weird. On a separate occasion, one stone appeared, tapped 3 people on the head before hitting the floor. The people said they felt as though it had been struck by a ball of compressed air, and it is unusual for poltergeist stones to actually strike anyone. Which is true. Most poltergeist activity does not actually cause harm. It's usually just large, dramatic.
Just shows of, like, chauvinism.
It just likes attention.
Like,
it's the pick-me of ghosts.
Pick-me.
It's the pick-me of ghosts.
Pick-me.
Which I do maintain, side note, that the activity I had last fall, I think was poltergeist activity.
Okay.
Because there was a lot of moving objects, but nothing like harmful or nefarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, Maria discovered that her invisible playmates would bring her things if she asked for them, such as candy or small objects, and they would materialize at her feet.
Yeah.
I mean, fair. Once while walking down a street with the dentist and her friend, she said she would like a little brooch for herself, and it suddenly appeared at her feet.
Okay.
Perhaps the phenomenon was amusing to the little girl initially, but the activity quickly increased in intensity and violence. Inside the home, all the glass and crockery items were thrown about and smashed over a 3-week period. Maria felt slapped, bruised, and bitten by invisible things. Objects were thrown at her, chairs, a sofa, and a gas cylinder, and pictures and a mirror were torn off the wall and thrown. The attacks continued even when Maria was asleep. Cups and glasses would appear over her mouth as though something were attempting to suffocate her, and there may have been attempts of a sexual nature. Gross. 40 days after the first brick throwing, the little girl was attacked with needles, which would appear deeply embedded in the flesh of her left heel.
Nope.
That sounds awful.
Nope.
Oh, brace yourself for the next part.
Oh.
Once, 55 needles were extracted at the same time. The heel was bandaged, and the bandages would then be torn off. The needle attacks were similar to those in a well-investigated poltergeist in 1761. in Bristol, England. Still, the violence escalated. On March 14th, 1966, Maria's clothing began to smolder with fire while she was eating lunch at school. Mm-hmm. The same day, the bedroom where she was staying, which mind you, she's still staying with the dentist at this point. She's like moved in with the dentist.
Weird.
On the same day, the bedroom spontaneously burst into flames. The Volpes family were badly burned and the dentist was burned specifically when he grabbed a pillow that was burning on the inside.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Interesting. The Volpes kept Maria for about a year, trying to rid her of her affliction, but were only able to lessen the phenomenon, not eliminate them. He took the girl to Chico Xavier, which is Brazil's best-known medium at the time, at a spiritist center in Uberaba. Through Chico, the spirits responsible for the mayhem announced that, quote, she was a witch. A lot of people suffered and died because of her in a past life, and now they are making her suffer too.
Yikes.
Yep.
Petty.
Yeah. This implied others that the girl had been a witch in a previous life and was being repaid by her angry victims. Maria was treated with prayer and magnetic hand passes by the circle of people that worshipped in this place. And the worst of the phenomena subsided after that, but the poltergeist still tossed objects about, specifically fruits and vegetables. Mm-hmm. Perhaps the attacks became too much for Maria, or perhaps her unseen attacker somehow administered the final blow, because at age 13 she returned to live with her mother. In 1970, she was found dead of apparent suicide. She had consumed a soft drink laced with pesticides, which killed her instantly.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's sad.
and it said that that this case was witnessed by like many people in the community.
Wow.
Including respected like doctors and stuff.
That's crazy.
So, over the course of 2 years, she was tortured to the point where she took her own life.
Wow. Man.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
So, like I said, we're not getting happy with my story. Sorry.
That's okay. Well, mine is definitely more on, like, it's spooky, but it's a little more lighthearted.
Okay, good. We're ending on a good positive note.
It's a short one.
Beautiful. Love that.
I figured.
Will you pass me my beverage while you're at it?
Yes, I figured both of our other things would probably be a little longer, a little lengthier.
I did good.
did.
Mine were all short.
You did good. So, mine links back to the keyword for the King of Pentacles for security.
Okay.
And I took like that kind of into literal sense. So I kind of went down a Reddit hole of looking for like security guard ghost stories.
Some really fun. Like
there was some fun
I don't
ones.
think I'd want to be a security guard anywhere. That sounds scary.
Either. No thanks.
No.
Yeah. So I found a couple of them and that looked good, but this one just hit and like just like the right spot. I'm like, ooh, that's spooky. What's happening?
Okay, I'm here for it.
This comes, I forgot what subreddit it was, but the story is credited to the username 4whitebars, and it reads as such. Not a security guard, but I used to work overnights at a dog daycare.
Okay, immediately I'm in.
We were cage-free, so someone had to keep an eye on the dogs 24/7. I mean, I feel like you should still be putting them in separate things overnight, but
I think.
Oh well. So we had cameras in each room, as well as one on the front of the building, one on the side, and one overlooking the parking lot. The parking lot camera was angled just enough that you could see where the back entrance to the building was, but not on the door itself, which, why are we not putting it on the door? But whatever.
Yeah, that's weird.
One night, the buzzer that alerts us a client has arrived went off. This alarm went off all the time during business hours, but not so much after midnight.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because like who's dropping their dog off at midnight?
Or picking their dog up at midnight.
Yeah, that's like weird. So I looked up and saw a man walking towards the back door. I had a moment of panic trying to remember if I had locked everything or if this guy was just about to break in. After a moment, nothing happened. The man never reappeared on camera and the back door never opened. I went back to check. I had indeed locked everything properly. I checked around the windows and saw no evidence of the man. I wanted to confirm he had left, so I went back to the camera footage to see where he might have gone and how I missed it, but I couldn't find any sign of the man reappearing. Only a few frames of him walking up to the back door, and then poof, no trace. But yeah.
All right.
Poof.
Short, sweet. You know,
Short.
this is good, because I remember us saying last time, like, we might need to put a length
A little link.
caveat on it. We did good. We took that. We took our own feedback to heart.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. I mean, we're still an hour and a half in.
Yeah.
But by the time I edit it down, it'll be like hour 20.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Let's pick our cards for next time and hope for a good juju.
Oh, God, I need good juju. I need some good card juju, guys. Please put that on, manifest that in the universe for me.
Ooh, I have a major arcana.
Okay.
I have the Empress.
Ooh.
Which is one of my favorite cards, actually.
Cool.
The Empress, you need therapy, bitch.
Yeah, if I could afford it.
I only started on that. That's what tattoos are for.
Exactly. I got you.
Tattoos, caffeine, and screaming music. That's what fucking therapy is.
Hell yeah. Hell
And bestie
yeah.
time, yes.
And bestie time.
Mm-hmm. Which we've not had enough of lately, I feel.
I agree.
We've been a little deprived of late.
A little bit. Life's been crazy.
Valid. It's not going to get any better.
Me having one vehicle hasn't helped with
I'll
that.
come pick your ass up.
I know you will.
You just text.
Girl, come get me.
Bitch, come get me. I'm sick of my husband. But we'll have plenty of bestie time because we have 2 concerts in the next 3 weeks.
Woohoo! Don't worry, guys. I will make sure she comes back alive. I mean, unless if it so happens that Youngblood dives into the crowd and is
man
gonna
comes
squish you.
at me and you hold me back, we are no longer best friends.
Oh shit!
I will desert you.
Damn. Okay.
I will touch that man
Yes.
somehow, some way.
We'll make it happen.
I must boop the snoot.
She's got to boop the snoot amongst
Not gonna
other
lie,
things.
it's not the snoot I'm reaching for, but.
All right, you heard it here, folks.
I'm grabbing
Kelly
an ass cheek. I'm just saying.
Kelly getting feisty.
Kelly's grabbing a handful of ass.
She's gone feral.
There are certain places I will not grasp. I will be respectful, but I am grabbing some ass if I get a chance. Have a great spring and grab some ass.
Grab some ass, guys. Touch grass and
Touch grass and grab ass. Yes, our new motto.
touch grass.
Make shirts with that on it. We need shirts.
Touching grass isn't enough anymore.
Touching grass and grabbing ass.
And I need bad things to happen to powerful people.
And I need to grab the ass of a gorgeous man. And then life will be okay.
There you go.
It'll be great. Well, I've been Kelly.
I've been Carson.
Keep it weird, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.